Hi, welcome back to Bute Road, and thank you once again for joining me. You've caught me in a running session and also still planning on the village at the back there. I decided that in video 25 I said I wanted height in the village at the back. It's not going to work, it's too small an area to be able to do that, and I've already got it in the village down the other end. So let me just show you an idea I've got in mind for that. I can get the camera off without killing everybody. Okay, so what I'm thinking now is keep the village more or less on the level, bring the road in through here, past the station, and then out past that cottage there, which I'll just bring forward a little bit. There'll still be room for the platform width there, and then a hedgerow along here, which will be part of the garden of that cottage, and then the pub sitting over there, and then behind the pub a field going up a little bit in the corner just to give the height that I was looking for, and to try and create that sort of look of it going up the hill and blending into the field and the woods at the back. In this corner here we've got the little cottage there with the conservatory, and what I'm thinking, if I don't get run over by a 150 unit, what I'm thinking is put this piece of wood, I'll make up a block to go around here, and then I'll mount the garden on this piece of wood that will sit on top of there. I'll shape it across here to just make that more realistic. That will sit over that latch, but also enable me still to be able to get to the latch when I need to. So that's the idea for there. I think the village is going to look better for being less crowded and less up on the hill. Anyway, also today we're going to have a couple of running sessions. There'll be two separate running sessions. I'm going to do a hedgerow at the back of the lane that runs up behind the village at the far end, and I'm also going to be doing a walling. I'll show you how I do the wall as well for down there. So let's get on and continue with this running session, and then we'll come back and I'll film this bit properly now with the trains running, and I'll put the sound on now for you. Once again, I've reduced the volumes even more now. Especially on the 150 unit, that was really quite loud and in your face, so I'll turn the volume right down on the 150 unit. Right, let's go and have a look at making this hedgerow now. Right, I'm going to make a little bit of a hedgerow now, just for along the back of the layout. So what I've got is some Woodland Scenics brown powder. I've got some T46, which is weed, according to Woodland Scenics, fine turf weeds. And then I've got some more Woodland Scenics, which is the blended turf, T49, and that's quite nice. There's a lot of yellow in that, so it makes it quite a nice colour. And what I've also got is a piece of, I don't really know what you call it. A friend of mine bought it at a show, and it's like a little pad of, almost like a Brillo pad type thing. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to show you how I make a little hedgerow. So what I'm doing, I'm cutting this lengthways, and I'm taking off just over 1/4 inch or so along the top. I mean, you can take off whatever you want, depends on how high you want a bit of hedgerow or a bit of bush, that sort of thing. So we've cut that off. So now I've got a piece that's like that, but only thin. I only want half the height, so I can get twice the length. And with this particular piece, I've ended up with a piece that's fairly full and a piece that's fairly weak and flimsy. So the next thing I do is I'm going to do the one that's fairly full to begin with, and decide that that's the piece I want to have at the top. And I get my neat PVA, and I'm just running it along over the top. I used to be known as Bodge It, but now according to my mate I'm Splodge It, because with the PVA I splodge it on everywhere. And now what I'm going to do is dip it into the brown, pick up some brown, pick it into this awful dark green, pick up some of that, and then finally go into the blended turf, so that's on top. And then bring this down, and you can see I've done a couple already. So that will then give me a hedgerow. So this is one I did, this is one I did yesterday, and that will sit just as a hedge, and we'll show that on the layout in a moment. And this one, about 10 minutes ago, I've just added some more PVA along the top, and I've added some more of the blended green lighter colour over it. I want to get some more into there. So again, you can do as much of this or as little as you want. Like I said on previous videos, loads of PVA on there, dunk it in there, and that's going to give me quite a nice full hedgerow. So that's going to dry out now, and then I'll show it on the layout in a moment. So there we go, that hedgerow is now all dried out up alongside the road, and as you can see I put in a bit of a grass verge to start with. So I did a layer of grass, and then from the layer of grass I just put the hedgerow on top of it, and that's now finished that off quite nicely. And from normal standing distance and viewing sort of distance, I think it's come out quite well. I'm pleased with that. It gives a 3D look now for the fields behind, and they look as though they're further away, which is exactly what I was looking for. So there we go. Hope you've enjoyed that and found that one a little bit useful. There. Let's go back to doing something else now. Right, I'm going to have a look at doing this walling now. Another little job I've done is this stone walling. It was that creamy colour, and I've given it a coat of dark grey, and now I need to lighten it up again, but the dark grey will now stay within the recesses, so we'll see how that comes out. So what I've got is Tamiya acrylic XF57, which is a buff colour, and I've given it a stir up, and we've ended up with that. So what I'm doing is putting, turn the camera around so you've got a better view. What I'm doing is just putting a bit of that now onto my bit of card. Just want to take a little bit out of the pot, and then I've got an old kitchen sponge, and I'll just pick up a bit on the end of here, take my walling and just run that sponge down over. I should probably put some greens in there as well in a moment, and to give it some other colour, but you can see already the mortar or bits, it's probably a dry stone wall, but the bits between the stones have stayed more of a darker colour. So what I've got now is XF70, which is dark green, and XF10, which is a flat brown, and I'm going to put both of them out onto this piece of card, just in little swodges, so that the sponge, I'm just wiping that off on the sponge before I pick up some more of the green. Just put some green on there as well, again wipe that off on the sponge, and I don't know how this is going to come out because I haven't tried it yet, but let's just see if we get some yeah, I think it still needs some more of this as well. So I'm going to put a little bit of that on the card, and again on the sponge. It's all trial and error. So there we go. So now I've got several different colours that have come out. Let's hold it the right way up. So we've got several different colours now. We've got the brown showing, we've got the green showing, and we've got the original creamy bit showing as well. So that we'll see how that comes out for the wall in a moment. So there we go, that's how it's come out now, with several different colours on there. It's still a little bit wet, so it's still probably a bit shiny on the video, but you can see now it's taken on a whole new life, and it's actually looking quite good. Let me just put the lamp on a moment. Probably a bit too bright with the lamp on, but you can see on there that it's no longer one colour. That's the important thing, it's no longer one colour, it's got a little bit of life in it. So yeah, I'm pleased with that. So just a quick closer look at the hedge. Looks like an old bramble hedge now, and goes on up the hill, and you can see the fields behind. So that's it for these 3 videos now. So we started off with video 25, we looked at the village, and then 26 we did the hedgerow along the back and finished that area off. Then on 27 we've done the hedge going up along the back of the road, and then the little walling around the front of the chapel. I'm thinking the chapel's going to stay there. I rather like that. It depends on what happens when the shop arrives. I've got a harbour stores coming. It might have to go there, or if there's room for the harbour stores, it might go next to the pub in that corner there. But yeah, that's a long way off. As I say, they're pre-ordered and they're about a 6-month wait, so we'll see what happens with that. In the meantime, I can carry on doing some more scenics around there and just swap buildings around later on. So thanks once again for watching. I hope you've enjoyed these little videos, and we'll be back again soon with some more videos from Bute Road. Bye now.